Hi. Hi guys, how you doing? I came across a video of our Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau, at a town hall meeting in Regina. And I've taped this in particular, voice taped this in particular section, and I find it very, very interesting. Okay, and I'm going to let you hear this. I'm going to let you know on what's going on here a little bit here. First of all, this Mr. Trudeau, our prime minister, sells us out to the migration pact, or with this migration pact to the UN, United Nations. Okay, he's selling out Canada to United Nations. Okay, giving up our sovereignty. Okay, this motherfucker is a double talking guy. Okay, I mean you can understand one thing what's going on, and he's not telling you what's going on. And I'm going to let you hear this. This really explains a lot of stuff, okay, as we go into this. Okay. Now, he's hiding behind a lot of double talk. Okay, when a person asks him a question, for example, and you're gonna hear this. I taped or I recorded the incident. Okay. Now you're gonna hear the question from the gentleman that asks him uh, this question. Okay, very important, and you all understand about the migration thing. You understand about Germany and Sweden and what's happened there with the migration. Okay, and it's what are they called? Radical Muslims, whatever. I don't know what I'm. You know what I mean? Like they're migrationists to me. Okay, I mean, you know. Anyways, the question is put to Trudeau. No, 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 no. Hold on. I'm going to let you hear this. You're going to figure this out. But I'm putting you on the right track anyway. That this is what the question is about, and you all know about the problems. Okay. So here we go. Listen to that. Well, then I'll discuss more because we're on open forum. Hopefully, some people come in. But listen to this.
Area here for my life, and so has my family, generations worth. And I'm watching what's going on the world stage. I'm looking at the fact that Germany, France, and a bunch of other European countries that stood up on the same side of the fence when tyranny was coming down on us. We've got an open border allowing this stuff to come in freely. And what are we doing about that thing in particular, an open border? What are we doing about it? Okay. You're talking about my freedom and everybody's lives who gave here, everybody who put their life down on the line, and you're saying, it's okay, it won't happen to us. It's happening in France and it's happening all over.
Sorry, sir, what's happening?
The people are saying no, because these two cultures will not mix.
Which two cultures are those, sir?
Islam and Christianity.
No, sorry, okay, hang on. Let's be.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there for a minute, but we're going to go in. You're going to hear the rest of this. Now he just twisted this guy up. Okay, now we all know that the cost revenues on the taxpayer are enormous with this going on. Okay, enormous. Okay, and now he's muffled this guy. Okay, now we all know it's in the news about what's going on in Germany and Sweden and stuff like this. And Trudeau twists this all up in just that alone by asking this question, because this guy is only looking at what's coming on the news, just like I am. Okay, and I don't know the exact what do you call it, nationality these people are. Okay, so but he's expressing to Trudeau that with our open borders so far, okay, we've got this problem. Okay, And he's also referred to the problem that it's caused in Sweden and Germany and stuff like this. Okay, but Trudeau, he knows he's in deep if he don't do something. So he twists it. He says, "Well, which who are these people that you're talking about?" Okay, so that's where he was able to catch him up and then get this racism shit going on. Okay, this is total. This is a real swing off the old fucking top here. Okay, so okay. So he's got him in now. Now Trudeau's got him in where he wants him. Okay, but I mean he's totally evading the real facts here. Okay, of what's going on. So okay, now he's going to go on and now listen. This is Trudeau's answer to this now.
Sorry? Democracy only works in a country like Canada if people are
Democracy.
free to express their fears, their concerns, their opinions, and we get an opportunity to respond to them. So I'm going to ask you all to be respectful of the speaker's question, and thank you for sharing your concerns, sir.
I've got one other thing I want to say about it.
Okay.
Is that they've openly stated that they want to kill us.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And you're letting them in.
Okay. Sir, how am I going to go on this? Canada is a country that was built by immigration. Waves of people came to this country, were welcomed by the folks who had lived here for millennia, the First Nations and the folks here on Treaty 4 land, and built this society with waves of people fleeing religious persecution, fleeing tyranny, fleeing to try and build a better life for themselves here than they had back home. And whether it's folks fleeing from world wars or fleeing from civil wars, these people always want the same thing: to be able to live in peace, to raise their families, and to create a better future for themselves and their communities. And that is what generations upon generations of folks have done here in Canada. And that is what has created this extraordinary diverse society we have. Now, Canada remains one of the only countries in the world where citizens are, by and large, positively inclined towards immigration. And one of the reasons we are that way is because Canadians have confidence in our immigration system. We have a system that over the past decades has done a very good job of not just having people come to Canada, but setting them up for success, helping with integration, helping them thrive in our communities, helping them contribute to growing this country. And we are a country that you can look around any room and see the diversity that has made us strong. And any given generation, I remember talking to Italian immigrants in Montreal, descendants of Italian immigrants in Montreal, who would tell stories of the terrible discrimination that first wave faced when they came over in the post-war years. It's not easy to pick up everything you have, cross an ocean, and try and build a future for yourselves. And if people are doing it, it's because they believe they can build a better future for their kids and grandkids than they could have in a place where they knew things. Now, the question came up a lot in the last election around Syrian refugees. You will remember that we made a commitment in the 2015 election that Canada would accept 40,000 Syrian refugees in the first months of 2016. And we did that. And the way we did that was because Canadians right across the country, church groups, community groups, families got together and pulled their resources and welcomed in Syrian families, because these people were fleeing for their lives from civil war, from conflict, from bombs, from a terrible future for their kids. And they are so grateful for the opportunity they have to contribute to a country where they don't have to fear for their kids' lives every single day, that they inevitably end up contributing in ways that we couldn't even imagine to growing our society. It doesn't mean it happens right away. There are difficulties in the first years on integration. There's always going to be challenges. But we know that this has been the story of Canada people coming to try and build a better future. And there are always reasons to be concerned and reasons to be worried about someone different arriving in your neighborhood. But what Canadians have always known is that it's better for all of us if we're good neighbors. It's better for all of us if you're looking out for your neighbor, if you're understanding that we all build this success together. Now, our immigration system does a very good job of doing security checks and screenings when people come in, whether they arrive regularly through an airport or whether they cross the border from the United States in an irregular way, as is happening more often these days than ever before. But we have an immigration system that is working. It's not an open border policy. We're not an open country. We're a country that continues to apply every single rule of law we have on the people who arrive here. And we're a country that continues to abide by our international obligations to be a country that provides refuge to people who are fleeing persecution and war. That is one of the things that has made Canada great, and that is one of the things that is going to be an incredible advantage for us in the world. We have a population that is aging. We need people to arrive with their talents, with their hopes, with their dreams, with their capacities to work hard, to build our communities, to build our future. We need to get it done right, but we are welcoming in people who are being turned away from other countries for the wrong reasons, and it is an incredible benefit to Canada. You can see all sorts of stories of people who say, "Wow, I'm not feeling the usual immigration accepting countries of Canada, the United States, Australia, the UK." Canada is the country that is benefiting from being able to draw in the best and the brightest because we are still understanding that immigration is an economic benefit to Canadians. It makes our communities more resilient. It makes our country stronger, and it will continue to.
Okay. So you heard it from the horse's mouth, eh? He's admitted a few things there. One, he's got these agreements from other places, namely the United Nations. Eh? Now, is it us that is running this country, or is it his government, his dictatorship government? Okay, and then he says we're under a democracy government. Really? Well, what referendums and where's all these people that are in such agreement with you bringing in thousands and thousands of people through this United Nations Migration Pact? Okay, this is out of the norm. This is not your average refugee coming for asylum. Okay, this is the Canadian government reaching out or something and bringing these people here. I mean, the Syrians. Refugees were coming out of apartment buildings and stuff. They weren't even in the war zone. Okay, that was in the news. So there's a lot of lies going on here. Okay, he's totally evading the subject in itself, and that is, what are you doing about this open border policy that you've got all these people coming in illegally through a different part of our border? Okay. Oh, but Mr. Trudeau's answer to that is, oh, we don't have open borders. Well, then what the fuck is going on? I mean, Jesus, I mean, this is craziness. Okay, he totally evades the whole subject in itself and twists it so that it's to his benefit when he has to give the answers. Okay, but as far as answering the question, no, it's a double talk. Okay, and he's like that so that he can hide what's going on, really. Okay, and get away with it. You know, I mean, had it been more that guy could say, hey, I mean, I maybe not know the exact race that they are, Muslims or whatever the case is. I mean, but this fact of having open borders has ruined the country. That's the question. I mean, I don't know exactly what race they are, but I mean, having these people just invade the country, and you've got these no-go zones, you've got women being assaulted by these immigrants, you've got I mean, it's all blown out of proportion where the guy really didn't get enough leeway to explain the whole thing and, this kind of thing, eh? And then Trudeau takes it up and he goes with it and he's saying, "Oh, it's okay. I mean, we've got to be friendly Canadians. I mean, we've got to open up our doors and let these people move in and start giving them supper and clothe them and house them and if they want to take over our country, that's okay because you see how ludicrous this is? Okay. This guy is a treasonist. He is selling out our country, plain and simple. Okay. And if you're getting involved with the Yellow Jackets, you're getting up to stand up against tyranny. Okay. And corruption, because that's what this government is. It's a corrupt, tyrannous government that hides behind bullshit smoke. Okay. It's terrible. We've got one in the chat. Are you able to chat? Say hi. Did you, was the sound okay and everything? You should be able to send a message on there. But this is terrible, guys. This is double talk so that he can sweet talk his way into letting everybody think that this is okay when it's not okay. This is the worst thing ever for Canada. The worst. And it's not a racism thing, it's a matter of economics. And that is the Canadian government can't just take in 18 billion people and have them live on welfare. Okay? It would cripple the country. And that's what this is really kind of doing, crippling the country because the country's needs aren't getting met in any way, and it's already straining a lot of the government avenues here. Um, in Toronto, they turned around and asked Mr. Trudeau for more funds, okay, because this is blown off. I mean, we just don't have the capacity to house all these migrants, and at the same time, you've got all these homeless people in Toronto. Okay, they're busting at the seams with this bullshit. Okay, and he's talking like that. I mean, like it's no big deal. I mean, we can bring them all in and house them, and if we don't have room, we'll make room. This guy is off the fucking rails, man. This guy is nuts, plain and simple. So anyway, I just thought I'd get that out there, guys. We've got to get this government thing straightened out, and we are on the right path. Join up with the Yellow Jackets movement, and I'm glad you came in and enjoyed in there a little bit there. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I didn't put on notifications or something. Oh, we know. Okay, I got a notification. How you doing this morning? I'm going to be posting this up on my channel. So if anybody missed it, we are starting to go live on here from time to time. So Canada will be a hard nut to crack. No, actually, I tell you something right now. We're in a very emergency state of affairs. I mean, people are waking up. We are doing things, but we need everybody to get involved in the Yellow Jackets because this is a big thing. Okay, people have got to really get the message out there. They've got to start getting into the demonstrations. Keep it peaceful, though. We're a peaceful organization, so but we are working on the seams with a new government. We have to avoid voting for these guys back in because they're all corrupt. He said in his speech there, you'll notice he said, from the previous government, we agreed to let in all these Syrian refugees. So it doesn't matter who you are voting in, like whether it be conservative or liberal or any of them guys are all corrupt. We have a new government coming in and they're working on putting themselves together and everything else. So we're working on this, and that's why we need everybody to get together and get shoulder to shoulder on this. Otherwise, Trudeau's working on this migration pact, bringing it into the country. We got to stand forces and stop this because this is no good for the country. The government has already been hijacked. and we're stepping up to fix it. I mean, to get things back the way it's supposed to be for a people's government, because this is a corrupt government, and we've had enough of this corrupt government, and we are doing everything to legally. It's a civil matter. We're doing everything legally to get him out, because we can't keep going like this. They've hijacked our bank. They've hijacked the government itself. And we're going nowhere fast. And everybody's got to wake up, tune up, and get smelling with the coffee here, because uh, to vote, yeah, we don't. Peeps know it's useless to vote. Well, we want to boycott the entire election this coming up 2019, and just boycott it right across the board. And then we're going to have people coming in pretty quick to uh, you know, take over some things and stuff like that, hopefully. But we've got to make a change here, because this government is just selling us down the river. So is our civil rights going down the river too. Everything. So this has got to stop. We got to get the brakes on these guys and get it back in check. And otherwise, we're just really fucked. So that's why the Yellow Jackets movement is out there. That's why it's going to stand, and we're going to keep at it until this changes. And the same is in Paris. The same all over. It's a world problem. These globalist guys want to come in and take over, and screw you. Well, we got to stop that. Yeah. Is there any more questions that you want to ask? Anything before I take off? I'm on YouTube. Subscribe. You must be one of the subscribers, aren't you? Must be. Eh? I was just curious. How did an alert come up and show you I was on, or what? I'm just wondering how much more YouTube stuff I should do live. I wonder. There must be a delay. Uh, I sub to you. I subscribed to me. Okay. Okay. So you're subscribed, so it gave you an alert, right? Okay. Okay. Right on. So we got to get everybody on to the subscription so that you can get an alert, and then you know when I'm live, right? I think so. It will take me, no, it will take time to get viewers. Yes. Okay. Good. Cool. Because we're opening up other platforms just in case a different platform gets shut down. We have a different. Yeah, alert works. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So we're mixing up some of the platforms. I'm trying to put some stuff over here and some stuff over there, and yeah. So that's great. That's fantastic. Okay, well, it's getting late, and I thought I'd get that. I wanted to save that little Trudeau note out there, because it kind of explains where his head's at. I mean, as far as having all these migrants coming into the country and stuff like that. So, but okay. Well, anyway, thanks for joining. Um, yeah, I'm gonna shut it down now. So I know everything's working here. Okay, you take care and have a good night. Okay, and it's just.